Good evening and welcome to 16 by 9. It was a violent death that defied explanation. A Canadian man, Nara Pech, whose vacation in Southeast Asia last January ended when he was found dead at Laos International Airport. Police are calling it a suicide, but Nara's family says that's not possible. So 16 by 9 started asking questions. And the closer we looked, the murkier things got.
I'm in Laos and they're trying to hurt me. I need help. That call the ambulance, please. The guard, the taxi driver, everything I'm involved in this. I'm stuck here. They blocked my Wi-Fi. They took my boarding pass away. Everybody is trying to get me to leave the airport so they can kill me. It's a bad situation. I just need somebody to know.
The messages still haunt his family. Not long after Nara Pech made these calls, he was found dead at Laos International Airport.
There's no way. What happened between then and now? Like, he had his friends with him. It makes no sense to me.
He said, Nara's gone. And I was like, what do you mean he's gone? And he said, he's dead. And I completely collapsed.
The scene at the airport was graphic. Shop windows smashed, blood everywhere. An autopsy showed Nara had stab wounds to his neck, chest, and arm. It is just days prior. Nara embarks on a trip he'd been planning for years.
His big dream was to go to Southeast Asia and kind of see the world. He wanted to go meet the people and kind of understand how people live and, explore the country.
It's one of those things that if we didn't do it now, we're all getting to the ages where who knows when someone's going to pop out the first kid and then we can't go, right? So go before life happens.
Bangkok, day 1. After a short and interrupted 2 hours of sleep, my disastrous group recomposes themselves.
The dream trip begins in Thailand.
It was just, okay, let's go, 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 go. It was all kind of mayhem.
Nara is traveling with his 2 best friends, Trevor and Elliot.
A little bit of no sleep.
I'm 3 years younger than Nara, and Trevor's 2 years younger than Nara, so he's always been big brother, everyone's big brother, yeah.
He's always looking out for other people. His interest was honestly people. First trip, we went to Dominican. We packed a whole bag of toys and stuff in the carry-on. The very first chance that he saw a bunch of kids, he was like, hey, this is a perfect opportunity. Let's just distribute them out, and got swarmed by kids. He was so happy. It was like his proudest moment.
Less than 12 hours after arriving in Thailand, with barely any sleep, they're off to the next country, Cambodia.
In Cambodia, everyone's really friendly and talkative, and because Nara spoke Cambodian too, so everyone's excited. Anyone that saw him was just like he was a movie star.
Every night is fueled by alcohol. Every night is a late night. After 3 cities in 6 nights, the pace of the trip is beginning to wear on them.
I guess we got in a little argument. He just said, I don't want to do any of this. I just want to go on a beach. I want to be able to be peaceful, Nara's definitely sleep deprived at that point. So am I, so am Trevor. We're all just kind of zombie mode. We needed one good night's sleep for sure.
What happens on the next leg of the trip puts into motion a set of events that will forever change the lives of the three friends. Day 8. They're supposed to take a bus out of Cambodia and head to Vietnam, but they don't make it very far.
About 10 minutes down the road, they asked us for our passports to make sure we had our visas. And Nara said, yeah, we have our visas, like, you don't need to see them. And they're like, well, yeah, we need to see them. So it kind of became a little bit of an argument. They took our three passports and they said, okay, we have to hold on to these. That's when Nara said, I don't like the way any of this is going down. We're getting off the bus. He said that he thinks they're talking about us and that they were going to rob us or whatever. I was like, okay, yeah, if that's what you think. Like, I'm trusting him, right? My big brother, he's telling me this. I just listen to him and go with it. I didn't really trust those people either, or what was going on.
After the group gets off the bus, they return to their hotel in Cambodia and book a flight to Laos for that night. It's clear Nara is still worried about the bus incident from earlier in the day. He's behaving strangely.
He says, I'm having a complete freak out, babe. Last night we almost got robbed on a bus by the people who run the company. Now it feels like the people in the airport are with me. I don't get it, but I swear they keep paging my name and saying some shit about how they're going to screw us over on the flight. I need sleep.
They get on the flight, but as soon as they land in Laos, Nara wants to change plans again. Now he wants to go back to Canada, and he insists his friends come with him.
Now Nara's holding a plane ticket, and I was just kind of like, and Trevor goes, he's going home, and I went, what? He didn't trust being there, and like he thought something would happen to us down the road. They say something's gonna happen. He kept saying something was gonna happen. We kept saying what? Like what could possibly happen here? We stood there for an hour trying to convince him to come with us. He was trying to convince us that we should leave too. We were yelling at each other, and like Nara said something about people watching. I'm like, are you kidding me? I'm like, of course they're watching us. We're screaming, we're fighting. Like there's no doubt in my mind that they're watching us right now.
There's nothing his friends can do to force him to stay. His mind is made up. He's going to board a plane back to Canada.
I had no, experience with handling him. He took care of me, so I was just like, for me to have to take care of him and be telling him what to do was just like completely out of the norm. We talked for about another 10, 15, 20 minutes, and I looked at my phone and I realized he's about to miss his next flight, and that's when I went, you can't, like, he says, this is it, man. Like, you're staying or you're going, like, that's it. I said, safe journey, brother, and that's the last thing I said to him. He just turned and walked up the stairs.
By morning, Nara is dead. Police call it a suicide.
Please, I'm in South and they're trying to hurt me. I need help.
Next, what really happened to Nara Pech?
We've got a lot of significant blood loss throughout this entire area.
The following program includes graphic images and mature subject matter intended for adult audiences. Viewer discretion is advised.
The supervisor called us, go to the one room.
It's been more than 24 hours since Nara Pech was found dead in the Laos airport.
And the police said, oh, can you have a seat first before we tell you?
In Canada, Nara's parents are called by police to a small meeting room at their work.
Oh, I'm sorry to tell you that your son, Nara, in Laos right now, he passed away.
We just blind out.
It like just something in my heart like squeezed me like everything, and then I don't know what to say.
I said, why my son passed away? What happened? They said they cannot give us answer.
They get an answer the next day. Foreign Affairs tells them officials in Laos call their son's death a suicide.
I know more than 1,000,000% that it's not that. It's not my kid doing that. I don't believe you.
Then they notice this, a missed call.
Look, your phone is flashing.
A message left 2 days earlier, the day their son died.
You never know, maybe Nara will leave the message in there.
Wednesday, 10:18 a.m.
I grabbed the phone and then I press it. It is Nara. I said, oh my God.
Dad, please, I'm in Laos and they're trying to hurt me. I need help, Dad.
I know that this kid, when he got in trouble, my son he got in trouble, he always called me. It's so painful.
What Nara was saying on those messages didn't match the police story. Doubt seeped in. Questions followed.
When I heard that, immediately I thought they're covering it up.
Nara's sister, Serena, had little to go on. She knew her brother died at the Laos airport. She had an autopsy report and a few photos. She also had this, a toxicology report showing Nara was clean. No alcohol or illegal drugs in his system. But no names of witnesses, no surveillance video.
They believed that Nara was having a schizophrenic episode and that he went crazy and took his own life, stabbed himself 3 times. There should be prints on the knives. There should be more evidence to show what happened. The embassy has told me that there are witnesses. Where are these witnesses? Why haven't they been questioned?
But her brother died in Laos, a country with human rights violations, no free press, and little government accountability. Getting details about Nara's death would be difficult, if not impossible. So Serena went to the Canadian government for help. She said she was stonewalled at almost every turn.
Foreign Affairs is useless. I think they've put almost next to nothing in terms of effort. They aren't pushing for any information. Nothing's being done unless I contact somebody, and it shouldn't be that way.
Because there is no Canadian embassy in Laos, it was the Australians who stepped in after Nara's death. Serena reached out to the Australian embassy to get answers.
Hello, Jodie speaking.
Hi, Jodie, it's Serena.
She discovered even the Australians weren't sure what happened.
We've seen video footage. He was definitely very, very agitated, and then it just seemed to escalate from there. I wish I could tell you, but we just don't know what happened at the end.
Cracks are starting to appear in the official police version of events. Serena now had something to go on. She also had these photos of the scene where Nara died.
We can see in this particular scene, like, we've got a lot of significant blood loss throughout this entire area.
We showed the photos to a blood spatter expert to see what he thought.
If somebody self-inflicted their injuries, isn't going to be, flailing their arms and everything like that. That's more consistent with somebody that's possibly being attacked or trying to defend themselves. It was a homicide, potentially wounds inflicted by another person.
Homicide. Exactly what Nara's family suspected. Bit by bit, evidence is mounting against the police story. First, embassy officials say they aren't sure what happened. Now, a blood spatter expert suspects a homicide. But Serena wanted more proof. After weeks of pressuring, she finally gets these autopsy photos.
I've never seen a wound self-inflicted that has gone straight through the neck like that.
We took this new evidence to a forensic pathologist.
There's some very unusual wounds. Most importantly, they have a very limited reddening to them and indication that they bled very much. So this brings up the question of whether those wounds weren't inflicted right around the time of death. If you think of the blood pressure dropping, then as the blood pressure drops, the physical ability to do things becomes much less available. There's no indication that the wounds were self-inflicted, no. This is a murder.
Not suicide, not an accident, murder.
The people that did it to him, you can't just get away with it. We know the truth.
So who killed Nara Pech? There is one key piece of evidence that could answer that question. Listen again to the conversation Serena had with the Australian embassy. The Australians say they've seen surveillance video from the airport.
We've seen video footage. He was definitely very, very agitated. He used some pretty heavy furniture, a chair and a fire extinguisher to smash display cases. Another little shot, he's done a lot of damage.
But they're only shown part of the video. What happened next has been edited out. The government of Laos refuses to share it with anyone.
I'm not going to believe anything otherwise until I see the footage. It's the only thing that's going to prove either me wrong or Laos wrong.
The last moments of Nara's life, how he died, or who might have killed him, are almost certainly captured on that surveillance video. It's the truth Nara's family seeks, but may never get.
He's a good kid. Just please tell us the truth. Don't hide anything.
Every day, just before Nara come back, kiss mommy, hug mommy. And I want to hear the word he said, Mom, I love you. Never happened since my son passed away.
Think about him all the time. And me working on this case, it's been almost a year of my life, but I haven't had time to properly grieve for him either. I'd like to move on with my life and close this chapter, but I can't do it until I finish this for him.
Okay, that's enough for me. Back here, you go open yours.
No one from Foreign Affairs was available for an interview about Nara's case, and Laos' ambassador to Canada denied our requests for an interview. Next.
Our children, these kids, every kid up there, every human being in this man-made island.
Canadian children without clean water.